What's up, Canes fans? What's up? How we doing? We are 9-0. 9-0. Feels good. Feels good. 9-0. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yesterday, we did an instant reaction podcast. It was right after the show. Instant reaction podcast right after the show. And I gotta tell you, I was hot. I was mad. Even though we covered, look, we were losing by 11 points to Duke. And it got me hot, man. It got me hot. I was upset. And I was listening to a couple of sports radio shows that weren't even Miami related. And they go, it's unbelievable how Miami in the third quarter could be down by 11 points and then still win by the line by 22. And I've never done an instant reaction. We always do instant reaction the day after. It's called the almost instant reaction because then I'm like, I can cool down. I can settle down. I can really think about my thoughts. But I was just, even though we won by 22, it was pretty amazing to me how the defensive backs could not hold anybody, how all the open field tackles we missed. I was pretty upset about it. Not going to lie to you. I was pretty upset about it. But then, as the day goes on, that's what's good. That's what's good. I'm getting hot just thinking about it, so I got to take this jacket. But I will say, that's what's great. That's what's great. What's up, Joshua? 9-0. Hey, Joshua, you were there yesterday. I was kind of ranting yesterday. But now I've come to my senses. And Joshua, if you don't know who Joshua, amazing artist. Amazing artist. Sebastian with the celly, that artwork you see everywhere, that man did it right there. That man did it right there. Look, this is live. If you got any comments about any games, anything that happened yesterday in college football, this is the place we're going to talk about it. Let me just get a few thoughts off my mind, and then we'll jump into that because we got to talk about the SEC bias. We got to talk about the upsets yesterday. But I got to say this, man. I was hot after yesterday, and I sat down and thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I got mad at some of our subscribers. I was getting mad at you because you were like, hey, man, at least we're 9-0. Look at the positive. I was like, no, we need to be great all the time. I was too invested right after the game. I was way too invested after the game. But I'm a big fan, man. That's what we do. That's what we do. But now, since I thought about it, bring in your comments. Let's talk. Let's talk. If you got a comment, this is live. Let's talk about it. Joshua says, to be fair, Duke's receivers were making some nasty catches. Yes, they were. I mean, Duke receivers played well. I'm not going to harp on that anymore because I defend our defense, the front seven at least. Well, to a certain point. When people were saying that, we weren't getting any pass rush, I think the average time this dude was getting out the ball was 2 seconds or 2.2 seconds. It's hard to get a pass rush that fast, especially when the guy's going to his first read, right? And we didn't do a good job of mixing it up. Like as soon as the quarterback stepped up, he knew exactly what we were in. We weren't disguising it. And I believe, I don't know the name of the podcast, but I was watching some of their clips on Twitter. I want to say maybe the Orange Boys or the Orange Bowl Boys or Cane Boy, or I don't know what they're called, but they break down tape and they go on man-to-man. They weren't even disguising it at all. But look, my apologies to anyone that was like, wow, Michael coming in hot today. Because it was right after the game. But I do want to talk about this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's make it happen. All right. So let's talk about this first. SMU filled. Rashad Smith, look, great person at Miami. He decided to go to SMU and he balling out, man. He balling out, and that's when sometimes it works. So big shout outs to him. The defensive guy that left us, I want to say Jafari, maybe that's his name. He balling out as well. Hey, sometimes when you leave Miami to find better pastures, it works out. A lot of times it doesn't. But I'm happy. These players are balling out, especially Rashad Smith. He was behind X. He wasn't going to play. And then some people were like, well, I'm sad we lost. I was like, okay, put him in the running back room. Who's he going to start over? Right? So it's good that Brashard Smith, and I heard his family is amazing. It's good that he's balling out, man. I'm happy for Brashard Smith. They put a beat down on Pitt. Let's be honest. That was kind of surprising to me. Kind of surprising. Now it looks like in the future, SMU and Miami, if we both went out, SMU and Miami, it's unbelievable thinking. And I know games don't matter. Like who people play, we like to think, oh, since we beat that team by this, we better than that team. That may be true at some cases, but after watching SMU play, I really watched the game. I was surprised. They turned the ball over 6 times to Duke and still almost lost. So you could say at one side, oh, Miami's going to crush SMU, because we handled Duke. Duke was in it, but then we handled. I said this on the prediction. I said it's going to be like USF. They're going to be good for a while, and then we're just going to overpower them. SMU, we all know Rhett. The dude's a fantastic coordinator. OC. Fantastic. He made Tyler Van Dyke look All-American. That's how good he was. And no disrespect to Tyler Van Dyke, but he made Tyler Van Dyke look great because of his scheme, because he knew where the gaps were going to be. I would say I would rather play Pitt, Clemson than SMU. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think SMU going to give our defense all they can handle. Do I think they can stop us from scoring? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think it could be like a Louisville game. Or however you say Louisville game. However you want to say Louisville. It could be just like that. It could be a shootout with SMU. Or on the opposite end, I could see us just destroying SMU. It could be either just total domination or it's a shootout. But I see us winning in both cases. So SMU, they keep winning, we keep winning. And I looked at their schedule. I don't see anyone that can beat them. But I think they have to be aware. And I think I'm saying this right. Virginia Tech is on their schedule. I think Virginia Tech can beat anybody, any night. I think Virginia Tech plays Clemson next. Watch out, Clemson. Virginia Tech's good. They're good. And I think, let me make sure, SMU. I just want to make sure SMU schedule, because I think they play SMU schedule football. I think they actually play Virginia Tech too. No, they don't. They don't. They play Boston College. We'll see in California. So, they could go undefeated. They could go undefeated, but I'm telling Clemson better watch out for Virginia Tech. So SMU, they went out, we playing each other. Louisville putting a beat down on Clemson last night. How great was it seeing that? And this is a live show. Leave your comments. I see you people watching. Leave your comments because I want to talk about it. If you got any questions, throw them out there. Hold on. Rhett will use B. Smith to expose Kiko all game. They'll make adjustments. Look, I was down on the defensive backs, but like people are saying, they can get better. I don't think they can be great, but they can be good. They all I ask from our defensive backs is not bust assignments. Just be there. Just don't bust assignments. And they're still busting assignments. That one touchdown Duke got, we had 10 men on the field. 10. So we can talk about Guidry all we want, but I go back to when Guidry said it 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. He goes, what we got is what we got, and that's who we play with. There's more to that comment than you know. But hopefully the defense can get it together. Hopefully the defensive back coach, the cornerback coach can get it. Chevis Jackson, I believe his name is. Hopefully he can get together with Guidry and they can work out a plan where at least you don't bust. I don't know. It's very frustrating, but I moved past that and I've apologized. And we move it to the good side. We won by 22 points. We 9-0. Let's soak it in. I'm soaking it in. And it was great after 7 of the top 25 teams lost. That's what put it all in perspective, man. We 9-0. This is good. Clemson losing to Louisville, a team we had a shootout with. Clemson only had 7 points, I believe, going into the third quarter. Or maybe the whole third quarter. They didn't score 14 to the fourth quarter. We scored over 50 on Louisville. It's got to make you feel good. It's got to make you feel good where we are, man. So I'm trying to keep a more positive approach to today. Look, are there improvements? Yes. If you got questions, hit me up right now. We are live. Hit me up. Let's see. Texas A&M beat South Carolina. South Carolina beat Texas A&M. And not just beat them bad. You're talking about 44-20. I think South Carolina is the best 3-loss team in the country. Like, if I'm a top, let me see who South Carolina plays next. And I know we ACC, but I want to see what other upsets South Carolina football, who they could take out here. Let's see. They play Vanderbilt. They don't really have much of a schedule left. So they'll probably win out. Oh, they play Clemson too. South Carolina will beat Clemson. Let's be honest. It won't matter to us, but they will beat Clemson. All right. Sullivan, what you got for me? Louisville beat them up front, and we better pound the ball on everyone, and our D is our D. People keep screaming about it. Our D. They forget Uno got the ball also. Hey. Yeah. That's pretty much the thinking right now. As long as one is in the game, we got a chance. We like to watch these big SEC teams on the weekend because we're trained to think they're better than everybody. But then I'm starting to hear announcers across the country go, who's going to stop Miami from scoring? They can get scored on, but who's going to stop? I honestly believe now no one can stop us from scoring. I don't care if you SEC. I don't care what EC you are. I don't care what EC. I don't care what you can't stop Miami from scoring. Cam is just too good. He's a professional quarterback playing college football. Now, I will say this. The SEC bias is crazy. Georgia, still number 2. Struggle, and this is what makes me mad. Struggled with Kentucky. Almost should have lost to Kentucky. Beat them 14-13. Then Georgia was in a fight with Florida, a team we just a team that was fully healthy, that we went to their house and whooped them 41-17. But when I'm watching the news after the game, you know what the announcers are saying? Oh, Georgia, they're resilient. They wouldn't let Florida win. They're so resilient. That shows you what a good team they're. Resilient. Or they just played a bad game. Or maybe they're not as good as we thought. Why resilient? Why when Miami plays a close game, it's like, oh, they barely squeaked it out. Miami's not that good. Miami, they're struggling every week to win. I've never once heard a newscaster go, you know what? Miami's resilient. I've never heard once that. I've never heard that. Oh, Miami, you know that team? They're resilient. They're really, really good. They should be in the top 4 because they're so resilient. Can we talk about the SEC bias? Jump in the conversation. Leave something for me so I can talk about it right there in the comments. But that's what I heard all day. Several different announcers. It wasn't that Georgia played a bad game. It was Georgia was resilient. Oh, you got to play the SEC schedule. So resilient. Oh, they're resilient. Miami beats Duke by 22. Oh, they had trouble. They had trouble in the middle of the game. I don't know what to say. Man. Look, we got Georgia Tech next. It's a noon game, 9 a.m. kickoff. I kind of like the 9 a.m. kickoffs because then you get to watch everybody else lose the rest of the day. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. They got a tough quarterback. We're going to do a wrap-up of that probably Tuesday. We're going to go live with the whole crew and talk about that. But I am just on today to basically say, man, I was hot yesterday, and I should have been so hot. I'll probably never do an instant reaction again because I was in it. I was just so heated. I did not understand how Duke could not dominate, but like go up 11 points. But look, we won. We 9-0, and we moving forward, people. We are moving forward. And that's what I came on to say, man. I'm passionate, man. I want us to be so good every single year. And I've been going through, I know a lot of y'all been longer than me, but I became a fan in 2000, 2001. It's been 23 years of misery, man. 23 years of misery. And finally we 9-0. And maybe I don't know how to take it. I'm just like, yo. But here's the thing. People say, well, at the beginning of the season, did you ever think they would really be 9-0? I go, yeah. You can look at my prediction. I predicted the Florida score exactly, and I said we were going 12-0. So this, yes, I've always expected this. 100%. Without a doubt, I always expected this, 12-0. Because I know the ACC at that time, I knew we would play tough games, but, I thought we would get better. That's the thing I think. I thought we would get better on the defensive side. And I'm not talking about the front side. I'm talking about more of the defensive backs. And as in that, look, their talent level is their talent level. I'm talking about bust. Let's just stop busting. All right, we got some comments coming in. They want the SEC to put 5 in. Oh, yeah. Trust me. And Ohio State. Let's talk about it. If Ohio State loses 2 games, they're still in. I would even put it like this. If Ohio State lost another game but still made the championship game, right? And lost that, they still might have a chance to get. I think Ohio State is the only team that can lose 3 games and still get in somehow. Because we all know it's about money. It's about ratings, right? All right, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Your feedback. K. Kane. It is frustrating watching our D. But the way this offense just explodes every time they are needed is freaking amazing. That's what I'm saying, man. That offense puts pressure. Here's the great thing about our offense. It puts teams in a spot where they have to score. It puts teams in a spot where it's 4th down and we got to go for it because we can't score. We can't get field goals. We have to get touchdowns. And that puts pressure on the offense. As much as our defensive backs have their problems, it puts more pressure on that offense to convert 4th downs over and over and over again. So that's what I love about our offense. It puts pressure on the other team to score. And sometimes what that does is like Duke. When they started seeing us come back and fell behind, they changed their game plan because they couldn't run as much anymore. They had to pass all the time, which put us in a better position to get interceptions. And that quarterback, this is what I was saying, that Malik Murphy is not an accurate quarterback. So he overthrew a couple of balls, interceptions, and once it was just about his passing, that's when they started to collapse. Chris Houston. They hate us because we good. We good, but we can improve. And that's the tone I should. If you didn't see yesterday's podcast, go watch it if you want to see me hot. But that's what I'm saying. We're good, but we can get better. And that's the only thing I'm saying, especially on and I'm not saying play all the freshmen and things. Look, I'm not at practice. I don't know. Hopefully we trust these coaches to play the right people. But what I am saying is your talent is your talent. I'm not saying they're going to overnight be able to tackle an open field. They're not, right? They're going to miss open field tackles. That's who they are. It's fine. But let's stop the bust. Because a lot of times during the game, the team looks around. You can see them looking around. They don't know who got who. I know. SMU. Little Miami versus Big Miami. It's like JV versus varsity if we play SMU in that ACC championship, right? I'm excited for it, man, though. I'm excited. Once Miami is clicking on all cylinders of the game, it's a wrap. I agree. And hitting on all cylinders to me for Miami defense, because we know what they are. Great front four. I'm not going to even blame them for not getting pressure on that quarterback because he was going to the first read. It was easy to read our defense. Front four had no chance. And Bain was still crushing that edge. I still wish somebody, you know what? If I was a reporter, I would ask these 2 questions in the press conference, especially if Mesidor showed up. Are you happy with playing inside? And do you still want to play end? Because I don't think he's happy. And I'm not trying to start anything with the team or anything like that. I don't think he's happy. playing inside. He played much better as an end. And now I'm seeing the blog saying, oh, he'll go back to end next year. It's like, well, why isn't he playing it this year? Because he's sacrificing for the team. That's why. But I know he's not happy. The other thing is I would ask Guidry, and nobody will ask it because you will probably never get in a press conference again. But this is the question I want them to ask. Why? And I think this is a fair question. This is not a mean question. This is a fair question. What is it about our defense that every ACC team passes and scores way more points than their season average against us? And some of the schools, it's their highest point totals. Why is that happening to us? Well, because we're everybody's Super Bowl. I'm tired of that excuse. I'm done with that. I would just like to know from the defensive coordinator why that is so. What's the reasoning behind that? Where every ACC team besides Florida State has their season scoring high and passing yards is the highest against us. That sounds very weird to me. I don't know. Anybody else? Does that bother anybody else? Where teams are doing their best against you because you have an amazing offense, we're winning, but teams are doing their best on offense against your defense. Is that not a fair question? Like, why isn't any reporters asking this? I understand why you're not. I know why you're not. I've been on your side. I know, because you don't want to lose access, and I get it. You don't want to get a coach mad because then he won't answer your question, blah, 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 blah. But that needs to be asked. Am I wrong? Kiko is straight dumpster juice and pass. Is he dumpster juice? Who came up with dumpster juice? What's your name? Sullivan. Dumpster juice? Anyway, is he or is he out of position? Because anytime you put a running back on a linebacker, I would say 90% of linebackers can't hold a good running back in that coverage. So is it Kiko's fault or is it scheme fault? Go to the NFL. I don't care what linebacker is out there. Can they hold a running back that runs a 4-2, 4-3? No, especially on a go route. If let me tell you something. That quarterback throws a perfect ball. Anytime you're against a running back, if that quarterback doesn't make that running back slow down and come back to the ball, it's a touchdown. I don't care what level. You can go to intermediate football. I don't care what level that is. It's more of scheme to me. Why would you, for 2 weeks in a row, Florida State did it, now this team did it, why wouldn't you have a check off on that? Kiko should be in that box. If his running back all day, he'd be like, yo, one of y'all. I ain't leaving this box. I am not leaving this box. All right. Oh, man, y'all coming in with the comments now. When is Brown coming? But nobody knows. Brown needs to come back soon. Powell to nickel to start Patterson. Look, I like Patterson, man. I like Patterson. I am saying this because I got really hot yesterday. I'm trusting the coaches to make the best decisions, right? Because we're not at practice. We can think we have practice, but we're not at practice. They seeing it every day. We see it once a week. And we just yelling like I did yesterday, which I apologize for already. But I don't know. All your comments coming in. Just hopped on, and my guy's going, no, I'm not going in. I'm not going in today. No. Angel, I'm not. No, stop it. This is a kinder, gentler yo today. Kinder, gentler. I'm talking from the heart today. I'm trying not to lose it. All y'all coming in, look, Joshua's loving it. Joshua, okay, here we go. What we got right here? It makes no sense for RD to be this bad and give up season highs. Look, I just want them to get better. You see how nice that was? I just want them to get better. There's room. Can we all agree there's room for improvement? Yes. But I also got to believe this is where I am. We also know their limitations, right? We know the defensive line, if that quarterback holds the ball for longer than 2 seconds, that defensive line will get to him. 100%. I don't care. That's why I think we have a good chance against SMU. That's why I think we will dominate SMU, because that quarterback holds the ball a little bit longer, right? He likes to scramble. Anytime you running around against us, that's a problem for you. Anytime a quarterback holds the ball more than 2.5 seconds, that's a problem for you. Malik Murphy, perfect example, under 2 seconds. I don't care. All these people say our defensive line didn't get any pressure. You know how hard it is to get pressure in under 2 seconds? It's very hard. You have to run basically free where nobody touches you to get pressure in 2 seconds. So stop with that. Just stop. All right. What's next? What's this? He's on the field, so that's happening every game. Are you talking about Kiko? What you talking about? I don't know. Wait, here we go. They should disguise Kiko on a running back and everyone read that. Read that. They should disguise Kiko on a running back and switch, or have help over the top with a safety. Did you see the play? And I want to say it was the Orange Bowl boys, maybe, that broke down the field. I wish I knew their names, but I can't remember. I saw them on Twitter. But the safety was on the other side of the field, helping the other side. And Kiko was one-on-one by himself. No help on a running back. And we saying Kiko playing like garbage? You know who's going to win that. You know. Is he garbage? No. It's just bad scheme. You're right. Orange Bowl boys. Orange Bowl boys, man. I love the way that dude breaks down tape. He's so good. Big shout out to Orange Bowl boys. He got picked on one play. Yeah, just one play. Look, Kiko's leading he's leading the team in tackles. He's leading the team in missed tackles. He's getting picked on. But let me tell you, by far, not even close, he's the best linebacker we got. And he's a dog. He's a dog. And he tries to knock out people. You see that? Yeah. I thought he was fighting Jake Paul for a second. All right, here we go. Defense did force a 3-and-out punt, and Cam's errant. Yes, they did. Cam threw that crazy interception. You know what? This is what I love. Cam is so good. When he threw that terrible ball, Twitter didn't even explode. We were like, man, that's what we always like. That's what he does. That's what he does. You know? Yeah, that's what he does. That's how he plays. And he said at the press conference, he gonna do it again. Just wait, I'm gonna do it again. But this time it's gonna be good. So he's gonna keep trying it. Hopefully it's not in the national championship with the game on the line, unless he completes it. Okay, defense did yes, they did force that 3-and-out, stopping any Duke momentum. Cristobal said Brown could be back for Syracuse. If Brown is back for Syracuse, that is good, because, and I said this a long time ago, and I know it's not going to happen. Syracuse has always been the game on my schedule where it's like team is tired. They're coming off a bye. Like they got Georgia Tech a bye. They got Wake Forest and then Syracuse. Syracuse is that one where it's like you're looking forward to the ACC championship. Not saying Mario is going to let the team get to this point, but you're looking forward to the ACC championship. There's players that might be on the fence of, they could use rest, maybe not rest. Like if you Mario, you got a big decision to make, because let's play this hypothetically out, right? Conference champs are going to be 1 through 4, no matter what. So if you rest players that need rest for Syracuse, you lose, win the conference championship, you still in the top 4 with a loss. And if your team you're going to play against is like an SMU, I think you're pretty confident against SMU. Look, their passing game is legit. Rhett is a beast, but I just don't think they got the horses right now. They're going to be trouble in a couple years, and they trouble right now. But I see this as a Duke USF game. Start off hot, but then the horses start to kick in, the momentum. There's just too much power on the Canes, right? So if you Mario, of course you want to go 12-0, but if you got like 5 major players that are kind of on the fence, do you play them, get them hurt more, or do you rest them and still hope your team can pull out a win against Syracuse? Because hopefully you got great backups. So that's going to be interesting to me. Does Mario want to win the game? Of course. But also the main objective then is the ACC championship. If you know you're in it, is winning that game, because then you're in the top 4 and get a bye. He has made a throw at Washington. Yes, he did. I saw the tape, Joshua. I saw him throw back at Washington. I saw that one time he made the completion. They showed the one time. I wonder how many times he threw it where it did. Look, but I don't even care. Cam is Cam. Like I say, live by the Cam, die by the Cam. So I'm all for it. What you got? BB Well, playoff committee might do us dirty if we lose. No, they can't. See, that's what I'm saying. BB Will, they can't. If you lose a game against Syracuse and you win your conference championship, they can't do you dirty. You're going to be in the top 4, 100% without a doubt. That's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. So even if you were to lose to Syracuse because you're trying to rest players and win the championship, no problem. Now, if you don't win the championship, yes, it could hurt you because now you got 2 losses. And now you probably won't make the top 12. So that's where it could hurt you. But if they play SMU, I don't know. Look, no team you take for granted, right? And I'm not taking SMU for granted. If they make it there, if we make it there. But if I had a Bain, a couple guys from the front lines, maybe a linebacker, maybe a Brown we could get back definitely if he didn't play against Syracuse. Or maybe an offensive player here and there. Maybe Damian Martinez hold out if he's kind of beat up. Like whatever players are beat up, maybe on the offensive line. I don't know. It's a chess game, man. Yeah, 12-0 looks better than 11-1. But if you 12-1 and you win that ACC championship, you still in the top 4. And I believe I'm right. I'm 100% right in that, I believe. Hold on. What's this? Come on, man. We have an NFL QB. I don't see no one getting a beat on us right now. Dude, talk to him, Angel. Yes, we do have it. I've been saying that. We got an NFL quarterback. But, I mean, when you play in a Georgia and Ohio State, you'll score. They'll score. But at the end of the game, and I'm talking about playoffs. I'm not talking about ACC. There's a defense that will come up big. And if it's Ohio State against Miami, what defense would you put money on? Right now, what now it could change. Like our defense could get better. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stop the bus, keep the men in front of you. It could change. But right now, if you had to put money on, and I understand your comment, Angel, but if you had to put money on it right now, Miami versus Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, if a defense had to make a stop, which one are you putting money on right now? That's all I'm saying. Yes, we can score. We all putting it on Cam, man. You're putting too much on Cam. Oh, Cam will bring us back. Cam's going to have a bad game. I don't know when it is. But even NFL quarterbacks have bad games, right? Hopefully it was Florida State. Hopefully that was a bad game. And if that's a bad game, shoot, I take that every game. No interceptions. But I'm just saying, there will be a game where Cam ain't Cam. And you can't be mad about it. Because can we all agree without Cam, we probably would have lost 3 games? Maybe 4? Can we agree? 3 for sure. 3 for sure. Right? All right. Oh, wow. Ohio. Oh, my goodness. Talk about it. BBD will. Can you imagine the joy that would happen if we played Ohio State and beat the brakes off them? Because let me tell you, I don't trust a quarterback. I think in high pressure situations, I do think our offense can outscore Ohio State because of their quarterback. I don't think I know he got Jeremiah Smith. I know he got ballers, but I believe he has this choke mechanism. And Cam, no, I don't care what defense you are. I don't think you can stop us from scoring. Like the lowest we should. I can't see a team holding Miami to 28 points in a game. I just can't see it. I can't see it. You know, our offensive line is too good, too solid for that to happen. Our running backs, I can't see it. But I do think quarterback against quarterback, I think it's Will Howard, right? I think he'll choke. The way Carson Beck is throwing, Carson Beck. You remember they were trying to compare Carson Beck to Cam? Oh, he's no Carson Beck. Man, big time players make big time plays. That's what Cam doing. Let's what's up? 9-0, Anthony Castillo. It looks like Miami versus SMU. And that's what I was saying, Anthony. I feel good about that matchup. I see it like a USF. I see it like a Duke game. Think about this. Duke should have won that game and SMU turned the ball over 6 times. Or Duke turned the ball over 6 times and still almost won that game. I see Rhett putting up a good game plan, but just too many horses on our side for that game. Too many horses. I can't wait though, man. But can I tell you what I was scared of when we were down by 11? Just the visualization. The visual of Mario shaking Manny's hand and Manny winning that game. That would have hurt my soul, man. That would have hurt my soul. I think that would have been a bigger loss than losing to FSU if we would have lost to FSU. I would have rather beat Duke and Manny Diaz than FSU. All right, what we got here? Kevin Fosbender. We can rely more and more on the road grading crew, which will create great play action. Of course. All right. First of all, just want to get it off my chest. Thank you for all the comments. Oh, wait, we got one more. Hang on. They keep coming in. Oh, what's up, Jimmy Benjamin? There are no guarantees we win the next 3. That's true. Every game is an adventure, Jimmy, and that's what makes it fun. But I can tell you this, they're road tested. Team goes all the way. Here's the one thing I love about the Canes, and this is so true. They play hard the full game. They don't stop defense and offense. And hopefully Guidry, Chevis Jackson, they can get it together where at least we don't bust in coverage. I know 2 things. They're not going to tackle better in open field, and that's fine. We know what we got. We know Kiko shouldn't be guarding a running back in a slot, right? We know that. So let's try to stop that, right? We know let's not show we man to man without a disguise. Let's do that. Because this Malik, he was just walking up going, okay, we man. All right, cool. All right. First read, boom, open, slant. Okay. Because I know they playing man, ain't going to slant. No disguise, no nothing. And you could be like, well, we got 4 turnovers in the second. Yes, we did. I agree. They played 36-3 run. Ain't no complaints about that. But if you say we can't get better, we all know we can. We all know we can get better. And that's all I want to say. Yesterday's podcast, don't listen to it. I was really hot. It's just me complaining the whole time. I feel much better about this one today. I was more relaxed. I'm more positive, especially after watching SMU smash Pitt and watching Louisville crush Clemson and watching 7 of the top 25 going down. It made me appreciate our Canes more. It made me say, good, we 9-0. And that's exactly where we need to be. We doubt this team because Miami fans, yes, we've been disappointed. I don't have PTSD, though. Let me tell you why I don't have PTSD. And I've said this, if you're a fan of the podcast, you know this. PTSD is when you had the same team coming back every year. Like maybe you get a couple freshmen that might make an impact, but basically it was the same team. With the portal, you can't have PTSD. You got a whole new team, basically. So there is no more PTSD. And if you have Miami Hurricane PTSD, you shouldn't, because you never had a Cam Ward. You never had Tyler Barron. You never had all the killer bees up front. You had Bain, but what I'm saying is teams change so much, it's hard to have PTSD because it ain't the same team. So, yeah. And look what Louisville did. Oh, we talked about that. Go to the beginning of the pod. We talked about it. Wait, one more comment and I'm out. As much as our defense is sketched, they did get 3 picks. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But Duke, that's what I love about our offense, because it forces other offenses to not play their game. They had to go downfield more. That's why he threw those 2 interceptions. They had to go downfield. They had to keep up in scoring. So it changes people's offense. Like we always say, a good defense changes offense. Well, a great offense like ours changes people's offense, because they're like, we got to go for it on 4th down now, because we can't kick field goals and stay in this game. And that helps our defense. Those 2 floaters, let's be honest. Matt Shodell from Kane Sport had a great quote. He goes, and I'm paraphrasing here, but Malik from Duke threw for 325 yards. That's his highest passing yards out of the season. And they played teams like Middle Tennessee, Elon. I think that's how you say it. Elon in another small school. He only threw for like 290 on those teams. So we're legit in complaining about the defensive backs, but I'm on a different level today where I'm like, well, hopefully they can make adjustments and get better, because we know what they can do and what they can't. They are what they are. Just like Guidry said 2 weeks ago in a press conference, or maybe last week, we got what we got. So since I now really have come to a place where I know we got what we got, hopefully we can just improve on what we got. And that's where I am today. A kinder, gentler yo. It's Sunday. I just came home from church. I'm about to hang out with my family, see a little Christmas movie, not think about the Canes for I think about the Canes all day. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be watching a movie with them thinking about how did we anyway, I got to let it go. If you're a Canes fan like me, my wife thinks I'm too crazy for the Canes, because I got a problem. I start shaking like I'm playing. I have flashbacks of when I was playing. Anyway, I got to go on. Miami is 4 in the nation. Yes, Miami is 4. Guess Georgia is number 2. Struggled against Kentucky and Florida. Bias, anyone? Bias? SEC bias? I think so. OJ and Patterson, let them eat. That's good. Hey, eventually. Oh, yeah. Patterson, OJ, and Damari Brown, it's going to be ridiculous next year. And then you got some DBs coming in. Throw Pickett in there. Come on now. You throw some Pickett in there too? Because we getting DJ Pickett. Trust. At least hopefully. All right. I'm going to go. Hey, y'all have a great Sunday. I like this better. Didn't y'all like this better? If you want to see the outrage, Michael Yo, watch our last podcast. But this was the more relaxed, the more reasonable. And for all the fans and maybe players, parents that saw the last podcast, because like I say, every podcast where we start, these are kids, they got parents, and that's why we hardly ever say names. When they do something bad, we just call out numbers. It's not hard to look up the name, but I never want to personalize it, and we never want to go after anyone's kid. We just want to talk about the game. And I think yesterday I came in hot. I was just very aggressive after the game. I was so upset that this Malik Murphy, not even a good quarterback, threw for over 300 yards on us, right? Even though we won by 22, which I should have been enjoying. But now we good. Wow. And Miami destroyed Florida. Yep. If Florida won, we would have been number 2. But rankings don't even matter right now. It don't matter. The computer matters on 2. Let's see where the computer puts us. Let's see where the computer puts us. Let's see what AI says. All right. Love you guys. Please subscribe. The only thing I ask you to do on this podcast, don't give money. Even though if you want to throw us some, you can, but don't give money. Just subscribe, and that's all we need to build this thing. We started at the beginning of this season not knowing what's going to happen. When somebody asked me how many subscribers you were hoping for at the end of the year, I was like 500, maybe 200. You know, we're over 1,200 subscribers because of you guys, and that means the world. So keep subscribing, and Tuesday we will do a live podcast. We didn't have a winner the week before or this week, but we're going to do it again on our next podcast. Don't leave your prediction now. Every podcast, I give a person a chance to win $100 if they can guess the right score of the game. We haven't had a winner 2 weeks in a row. So Tuesday, we will do that, and you got to leave it in the timeline, and we'll give you all the details then. But much love. Have a great day. Enjoy your family. God bless. Late.